Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your lead Scentsy consultant. So today I have for you my weekly what I have been warming, including a couple of the things from our new Go-Go Mango collection, and then just a lot of odds and ends that I have been getting through. So let's just dive right on in with our 3 new Never Smelled Before Go-Go Mango Collection exclusives. So on February the 13th, you will be able to order either the bundle, I believe, for 20 or individual bars of our newest Scentspirations Wax Collection, which I just got yesterday. So in my own room, I threw in the mango shortcake first, and I have to say that it is really quite nice. So I only have 1 cube in both my Birds of a Feather warmer and my Amazing Grace warmer. It's been going for the evening and then the morning of today, evening of yesterday, and I have to say I really do like this. It's a medium throw. It reminds me a bit, even on warm, of replacing the orange with mango from our clementine cupcake, but it also to me has a hint of happy birthday, which I think is one of our best cake smells ever. I really think that this is a little bit better, a little bit more rich, and with the mango, it's got a little bit more punch than, say, clementine cupcake. So if you are looking for a nice, creamy, fruity bakery smell, I would say that this is very good. Do I think that it's going to really fill a large space? No. Do I think that it will do a good job in a medium-sized space and maybe throw in some extra cubes? Absolutely, and I do really like the scent profile. It's happy, it's juicy, it's sweet, and it's got that fluffy bakery quality that is really nice. So that one is very good. Now the second one is the one that I'm told I was the most excited about, and that is the Mango Margarita. I still really like the smell, and maybe it was just the warmer that we put it in, because it was one of the smaller warmers that didn't have a huge dish, but I didn't get a ton of throw from this one. So I like the profile, but I need to melt this in a couple of my better performing warmers before I give you a yes or no on whether this is worth getting, because it didn't throw very well in my younger daughter's room, and that's a small space, so I was kind of disappointed. But it has this beautiful citrusy, mango-y quality that if I can get it to perform, I really, really like the way this smells. And then last but not least in this collection, I threw 2 cubes into the Marrakesh warmer in my older daughter's room of our Mango Wildflower, and this is really nice. So this one is probably the most distinct. You really don't get mango as much as you just get a nice, beautiful blend of floral and fruit. So this Mango Wildflower is a winner. This one did a good job in the room, and I was pleasantly surprised. So I did not melt regular Go-Go Mango because I already know what that is like, and it's very good. So if you want light, sweet, and fruity, this is definitely the collection for you. I don't think any of them are going to go past a medium throw, and probably not do better to fill anything larger than a medium-sized space. So that's my best read on those. I really do want to get some more of the Mango Shortcake and probably more of the Mango Margarita, depending on whether or not I like my second round of performance testing. So next, what was I getting through just in the spaces during the week? We got a nice hefty snowstorm this weekend, so I did want to do something truly wintry. So I grabbed a whole bar of the good old Black Forest Pine, which is such a great scent for January. This was December scent of the month 2 years ago, and it is just such a good smell. So it's deep and it's rich because it's got pepper, it's got smoky vanilla, it has some tangerine, and then it has a lot of deep woodsy pininess, but it doesn't feel terribly Christmassy, and it was really, really good, balanced with sweet orange pomander, which I hadn't melted in a while, and of course I was missing one of my favorite bars of all time. So I used up the last few cubes of this, some in the Florida room, and then some sprinkled around in between the warmers with the Black Forest Pine. So earlier in the day, you got lots of Black Forest Pine, and then that one dies down some, so it goes to be more of a low rolling level. And then you got a lot more of the cinnamon and that orange beautiful spiciness in the afternoon. It was fantastic, very homey, and very good for a cold winter's day. So another day, I actually had not found out yet that Satin Sheets wasn't coming back. So I just sort of vicariously took out one of my last glams of Satin Sheets and put this in a whole bunch of warmers, and then also put in some Cozy Cashmere, which is in my club too. And these two are great together. The Satin Sheets is vanilla and sandalwood, and it's beautiful. Hopefully someday we'll get this into a Bring Back My Bar, because it's an excellent bar. It's not one of those that I was so sad that we aren't going to get it back, but I'm kind of sad. I have Hendrix in my club too, which is similar with more masculine notes, so that's part of why I'm not totally devastated. But Satin Sheets is very good. It's very feminine. And that's one of my mother's favorites, so she's going to be a little bit sad about that. Then the Cozy Cashmere is lighter than your Satin Sheets, but it's also a warm, rounded, resinous body care smell. So the two of these made for a very comforting, I think it was Saturday or Friday. It was right around, I think it was Saturday. It was right before the catalog popped up on our workstation. So anyway, that was something where I didn't realize that I was giving Satin Sheets its last hurrah, but that's okay. So another day, I was feeling very bakery, and this is after we got a good look at the spring-summer catalog. So I pulled out my last clam of apple cherry strudel. This is now safely in my club. I'm hoping to grab a couple more bars of this in February when I make an order. Apple and cherry and sort of a flaky strudel pastry. It is one of my favorite bakery bars and my very favorite cherry scent that Scentsy makes. So it doesn't last a long time, but it's beautiful. Had this in most of the warmers, and then I threw in a little bit of sugar cookie to kind of up the bakery crust quality. And this is a great bar, you guys. Sugar cookie is the nicest bakery vanilla. It makes me happy all by itself, and it makes me happy mixed with or in alternating warmers with almost anything. So this is a bar that I love. Again, this will be something where you should be able to rely on the brick over the summer. And if you love your sugar cookie, maybe club it. But I'm thinking this is just going to be one that's going to pop in and out until, of course, the fall when it doesn't come back. But for now, it seems to be safe in the club brick section. And of course, you got the rest of the month to buy that in the fall-winter catalog. I used 2 cubes of red, white, and berry pie. I have a few in my stash to kind of augment the apple cherry strudel. This one smells to me, it's good, but it smells to me like a Luden's cough drop with some bakery added. So do I like it? Yes. A couple cubes on top of the refrigerator gave me some extra cherry, but it just isn't as juicy and as authentic to me as the apple cherry strudel, which is why the other one just continues to be my very favorite. Another day I was trying to evaluate, is Perk Me Up a good mixer and will it help to prolong the scent? Because Perk Me Up is very nice, but it does not last. And unfortunately, half of the answer was yes, half of the answer was no. It was very pretty mixed 1-to-1 with vanilla cream, which is in my quarterly club. This is one of the nicest bars that we had in the Bring Back My Bar from January, which has now been extended into February. That was such good news. So if you haven't tried vanilla cream yet and you don't have Simply Vanilla, get some. Or if you do have Simply Vanilla, maybe get some too. Anyway, I mixed that 1 cube to 1 cube with Perk Me Up. It was very nice, 2 or 3 hours, and then I wasn't smelling it anymore. So I have 2 more bars of Perk Me Up, which is just a good, creamy, medium coffee scent. I hope that I can use it and enjoy the mixing, but I will try to make sure that I'm home when I throw these in the warmer because it's going to be gone in just a little while and it will not be there when I get back in the house later in the day. So I don't know when I was doing this. I think the same day that I was experimenting with the Perk Me Up and the vanilla cream, I threw Stroopwafel Delight in a bunch of warmers out here. This is such a good bakery bar, you guys. It's buttery, golden cookie deliciousness, a stroopwafel cookie with all that gooey caramel and a little bit of sprinkling of cinnamon sugar. It's extremely decadent and really strong, and I really, really like it. Another day, I was doing some baked apple pie. I think that was just in one of the warmers out here while I was recording videos. Sometimes I just get in the mood to smell something different while I'm doing my recording sessions, which typically are on Mondays. There were so many videos to film this week that I've had to break it up into a couple days. So I think baked apple pie was my fresh motivating wax for when I was doing the discontinued list and a couple of the other things that I brought out yesterday. So this bar is one of my favorites that does, thankfully, stay in the catalog all the time. It's just a nice cinnamon baked apple scent. It is middle of the road, but it's homey and so juicy and delicious. So happy. So that was giving me some extra happy cuddliness while I was filming for you all. Another day, I wanted to evaluate the Clementine Cupcake and Cutie Pie Cupcake bit again because my daughter dug out some of the bars she didn't want to keep in her room anymore. So, Cutie Pie Cupcake, tongue twister, Cutie Pie Cupcake is a very nice lemon and orange chiffon cupcake scent. I don't feel like there's as much almost like an angel food or a white fluffiness kind of a cake to this one, as it feels more like a nice dense rich cupcake with a good frosting on it, or maybe even a glaze. It's really delicious and probably has the slightly longer lasting better scent profile compared to Clementine Cupcake, But I do love the initial smell of clementine cupcake. But even after sitting around for at least 6 months, this one did not have better performance than it did last summer. So it's a beautiful bar, but it just doesn't throw very well. And when you come back a few hours later, what you get is a subtle sweetness. You don't really get orange cake all that much. So I have to say this is not my best or favored bakery selection. I know it's carrying forward into the spring summer catalog, and it's okay for me. It's not fantastic. And I think I also was just throwing some Simply Vanilla cubes in around the house to kind of round out the citrus bakery cupcake thing. And Simply Vanilla is just always a winner, you guys. It's so pretty. It's just light floral vanilla, and it's always nice. So today I was so much into simple scents this week. I didn't want anything super dramatic. In the middle of the winter, I just like vanilla, and I like cinnamon, and I like comfort. So I threw some vanilla waves into a couple of my warmers, and of course this is just the nicest vanilla. And it really is good any time of the year, even though it's more of a summery scent. Now, this is just a club scent. Hopefully, most of you club this because it will not be coming back spring, summer, which is very sad. So this vanilla is rich with caramel and sea salt, and it's very summery. And then most of the house had one of my bars of fried ice cream, which is probably still currently available since they extended Bring Back My Bar. This is the perfect blend of cinnamon, caramel, and bakery creaminess. So nice. So this is going in all sorts of warmers all through the house, and it's subtle, but just, I don't know, it's just a really, really good bar. Very, very nice. I have a whole stack of it. And to amp up the cinnamon factor, I put just a couple cubes of cloven cinnamon in a couple of mini warmers mostly because I knew this is really strong, and if I used too much of it, then you wouldn't smell the fried ice cream for what it is. But that cinnamon and vanilla in all these different ways all throughout the house made me a very happy girl today. So good. So we had some company on Sunday, and I have taken out what is probably just going to be my company-worthy scent combo all year round. Apple butter frosting, which is just the best bakery bar ever. I think I go through more of this bar than anything else in a year, even though I say that Cozy Chai is my favorite all year round bar. I have to say that apple butter frosting probably gets the award for most melted, and of course I love this one too. Oh, it's so good. It's so good with the creamy, buttery vanilla frosting, the apple butter that just soaks into that frosting, and the sprinkling of cinnamon sugar spices. Oh, guys. And it's so saturated. That's what makes apple butter frosting a winner all the time, is that it really performs. It lasts a long time. It's homey and it's sweet. It's just really, truly one of the top 10 bars that Scentsi's ever made, in my opinion. So then to support that, another one of the best bars is St. Nickerdoodle, and it's very similar to apple butter frosting, but this one has more bakery and less of the, creamy frosting note. So this smells more like you actually have a strudel in the oven, and the apple juices are just bubbling all over the place. And then, of course, if you wanted to add a third bar, baked apple pie or dancing sugar plums, that would be your trio, and it's one of my favorite combos of all time in my house. Oh, man. It's just so good. And this reminds me a little bit of standing in line to get an apple cinnamon donut. I live in Michigan, so we have fantastic orchards that you can go to. And sometimes some of the orchards will even do like an apple fritter. Kind of reminds me of that. So that was fantastic. People just loved being in the house. They said how pretty it was, how homey it was. And I think they said it smelled good. I think the husband did. We had a couple of adorable small children to take care of, and there was lots going on. But it was such a nice visit. And I knew that my home was up to being welcoming with my Scentsy scents. So then in my bedroom and the Florida room, which is super cold now, so I'm barely changing any wax out there, and in the basement, I checked last week's video, and I had already told you guys about doing Around the Campfire with Cinnamon Bear, which lasted for 3 days in the basement, so that kind of pushed me into this week. I used the last couple Cinnamon Bear cubes that were in that clam in my back room. I think I'd had some Sweet Orange Pomander in there, and I threw in the rest of Cinnamon Bear. So that was most of my week out in the Florida room. I also did just one cube on top of something that was dying of actual dancing sugar plums when we had the company on Sunday, because I had the doors open and I wanted that to bleed into the apple butter frosting in the dining room. And this is one that I clubbed. It is a gentle, mellow, very good team player scent with the plum and the apple and the spices. It is a really, really good bar, and one that I just don't think gets enough attention. And then for a couple days, I had some cranberry muffin going out in the Florida room, and this is one of the best bars from our Bring Back My Bar. It's safely in my bi-monthly club. It's an equal amount of tart cranberry and beautiful, just good golden brown fall harvest muffin. It's really, really nice. Then in my bedroom, we had some 100 Acre Wood going for a couple of days, and this was nice. This particular bar might be a little bit heavy on one of the scents in the oil mix. Like one note seems heavier than normal, so it was almost a little bit too much for my bedroom, which is odd because this bar is always like spot on. And then I really enjoyed a couple cubes of Graduation, which I normally don't do. So in your Winnie the Pooh Bear scent, I think it's got cotton blossom and jasmine and freesia and stuff like that. It's really nice. You always think there's lavender, but it's not in the notes. And then Graduation is more like a suede and apple and very light leather scent. It's really nice, and it was very relaxing in my room. So I've got 4 cubes and I think one more full bar from clearance that just once in a blue moon I put that in there. And then in the basement, I did some glacier water, and this was strong, man. This came up through the vents for a couple of days. But it freshened it up down there, so it's got a really nice, crisp, watery bergamot and lavender smell. This was August scent of the month. I like it a lot. My younger daughter loves this one. It's a good bar, so I've got a few in my collection. I don't have that in my club. And last but not least, I wanted to use up the last 4 cubes of this beautiful iced pine, which I also did in the basement. Some of it was while the glacier water was dying, and then some of it was just on its own. And this is a fantastic, just good winter pine smell. I might have even started this one going when I had the Black Forest pine and the sweet orange pomander upstairs. Oh, it's so good. So this one's more resinous, and the Black Forest pine is more like complex. This is just straight up good pine. Very, very nice. So that is all I was getting through. Not quite as much as usual. I guess I had too many different projects going. So I thought that I would ask you guys, what are you picking up that you have your eye on or you're hoping to pick up for the clearance month of February? Because we have warmers, some of them, including the one behind me, that will be on extra special sale because they're discontinued completely. You can get 10% off on your bundle and saves, all that kind of good stuff. So what are you thinking that you cannot live without? I personally would like to pick up a sugar scrub in Cozy Cardigan, a body line in Cozy Cardigan, some more dish soap, some more Scent Soft, and then probably another bundle of 2 of bars that maybe I don't want to club, or like Cinnamon Bear. I've only got 4 cubes left of Cinnamon Bear, and I've got a whole February to get through, so I need to get another bar of that. And I will be ordering, actually the day this goes up, I will be ordering the 10 new releases and get that report out as fast as Scentsy sends it to me. So have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.